The nature is different, the smell is different, the trees are different, and the people are also more relaxed. So
Hmm.
it's the closest.
What is one thing you love the most about your country?
I think nature wins over everything because 1/3 of the country is forested. It has many lakes. We do have a little bit of a coastal line, so we have access to the Baltic Sea, and that's small enclave of land called Curonian Spit, which is probably one of my favorite destinations to go in Lithuania. There are small cities called Juodkrantė and Nida, and it's a UNESCO recognized nature reserve. So
Let's
it's
pull
a
it up and
really
show
lovely
the
place.
show the audience. Where are these?
So if you zoom in into Lithuania and you go to the west side where you can see the Baltic Sea, and if you zoom in, you will see our coastal town, the third largest town called Klaipėda. And if you go a little bit lower, you will see this. Now you can start seeing a piece of land that is separated from the. It's like a very thin line.
This one.
Yeah. So on the right side, there is a lagoon. So it's a man-made water reservoir. And on the left side, you can see the Baltic Sea. And if you go lower, you will start seeing small towns. So if you go all the way to the bottom, there is going to be a line that separates. Yes. So you can see the line that separates the part which is Kaliningrad. So we are already in the Russian enclave. And if you zoom in just by the line there,
Yeah.
a little bit in the middle here, and if you press on Nida, that small town here. So this is probably my and many Lithuanians' favorite holiday destination to go on. It's a
Why?
small town and it has very lovely dunes which are still moving, and they have to be protected
Dunes?
because it's dunes. Yeah, if you go a little bit upper, you will start seeing the dunes a little bit more.
What do you mean by dunes? Like I know sand dunes.
Exactly.
So there's sand dunes in this
Yeah.
region?
Yeah, it's also UNESCO. That's why the region is also a part of the UNESCO heritage site because it has moving and very, I forget the English name,
Yeah, just tell it in Lithuanian.
fragile dunes. Yeah.
Fragile. But where are
So
they? I cannot still see them, and I'm really surprised to
if
find dunes in middle of such a green country.
if you will zoom out a little bit, and you will start seeing it on the left actually.
These.
Here they are. Yes. So you can actually add into the search, Google search, Nida Dunes, and you will see the pictures not from a satellite, but just people made pictures. So if you add Nida Dunes, it's gonna probably pop out. So
Oh,
so
they
it's
they
very odd.
actually look like. So it's like a beach with a lot of sand.
Well, if you would go back a little bit to the last page that you were on, and one more time back, I saw a very good picture. It's the fourth picture from the top. Yeah. Oh, no, this is actually not Lithuania, unfortunately. We don't have mountains. That's a part of our landscape that we do not have. So, anyways, it's just an interesting location to visit, and I always encourage people that come to Lithuania, if they have the time, to go to Klaipėda, take the
Mhm.
ferry to the Curonian Spits, and feels like you enter another world. At least for
Hmm.
Lithuanians. The nature is different, the smell is different, the trees are different, and the people are also more relaxed. So
Hmm.
it's the closest to what we have in responses like Lithuanian islands
One more
type of.
question. Is this
Sure.
water which is separated, is this fresh water or salt water? This one inside.
It should be freshwater, as far as I know,
Hmm.
but I could be mistaken. I would have to check it out.
And as we are in this region, I also had this curiosity. Let me show it on the political map.
Yes.
Russia is here. How does Russia still have this piece of land?
Well, this part of land was given to Russia after the Second World War. The area of this land, as well the area of Klaipėda, it's a little bit historically confusing because it was part of the Teutonic Order, like in the 13th century, and later on it was part of Prussia, which no longer exists. And I might be wrong, it might be not after the First World War, but when the Germans lost the First World War, this part was given away to the Russian
Mhm.
Empire, or it was given away after the Second World War. But
So
it
even
was just
then,
a treaty
US
signed.
USSR still broke down in the late 1980s. So this was much before that. And these states got independence, but this one didn't claim independence.
Because it did not belong to Lithuania and it did not belong to Poland. So it kind of remains as part of the Russian Federation
So
because
these people
Prussia, which no longer exists, could not claim it back, we could say. So it kind of just remained as a piece of land given to the former Soviet Union after signing the Treaty of Versailles.
So it becomes a very strategic location for Russia, right?
Yes, it is actually, and that's why in the beginning of the Russo-Ukrainian War, we had restricted the movement of the trains because you never know what's inside the trains, and we do have a lot of history with occupations, so we don't really fancy these things happening through the lands.
Lithuania is the first country to get independence, I've read, from USSR.
Yeah, it was actually a very nice occasion because it was called the Baltic Way as well. It was done in 1989, so it was a peaceful protest where people people held hands all the way from Tallinn, the Estonian capital, to Vilnius. So it was over 600 kilometers of people holding hands, expressing unity and expressing their wish not to be part of the Soviet Union and to declare independence. And after a year in 1990, finally, we have regained our independence. And although the Russian military remained for a year or actually a few years, but yeah, officially, the three Baltic states claimed independence in 1990.
Wow.
Watch full podcast on Rocklaz.
Rocklaz Radio.
Rocklaz.
Rocklaz.
Rocklaz Radio with Tanmay Shah.